He might actually be the most derivative one of all. I mean, Christ, the same house.
Maybe so, but you forgot the first rule of surviving a stab movie. Never answer the...
I'm bored.
Wait!
And welcome back to Horror Queers. It's your monthly roundup of the horror titles we're most excited for. July 2023 edition.
Woo! Actually, quite a bit coming out this month, especially considering the dearth of horror we had last month.
Yeah. It's tricky. We were talking about this right before we hit record, that sometimes there's a bunch of things that come out and we just don't know about them until later on in the month. So it's the hit and miss ratio of doing it first thing. But I think we've got some interesting titles here, Trace.
Yeah, sure. Meanwhile, all the press people that are watching this are like, I send y'all emails all the time.
We love you. We respect you. Keep sending them.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go first, though, because I have one that we apparently talked about last time that I completely forgot about.
Fair.
So
Okay.
accusations that I don't listen to you apparently are apt.
Hmm.
No, but no. My first pick is actually Quicksand, which is coming to Shudder on July 14th. I don't know if there was a trailer for it when we talked about it last time. Basically, we got an American couple. They're like, fighting on the brink of divorce. They're in Colombia. They get caught in a rainstorm / get held up by a robber in the forest, and they end up getting stuck in quicksand as they're trying to escape this robber.
Yes.
I confess, I don't think the trailer looks particularly great,
No.
but I am a sucker for a single location thriller, and especially one that involves snakes, because as we see in this trailer, there's a snake that keeps circling around them. And there's like a little hint in the trailer where it's like, oh, like what was the robber hunting? Oh, I don't think we want to know. So it's like, ooh, is this like a stealth creature feature? I don't know, and I'm kind of hoping so.
I think we're going to have some creatures in it. I don't think it's a creature feature. I think it's going to be more of a, how do people who are on the cusp of divorce come together to survive?
Sure.
And also, I'm willing to bet we're going to sacrifice the husband in this movie.
Oh, I actually wouldn't be surprised if we get like a open water where it's like the husband dies, but then the wife just goes bloop, just like kills herself.
Oh my God. But yes, to circle back around to you not remembering that we talked about this, we did have a trailer. I mentioned it was like an Egyptian subtitle trailer. So I wonder if maybe I was looking at dates, but they hadn't been 100% confirmed, and we just bumped it back into the new month because
maybe.
Yeah, here's the thing. If it hasn't come out, then it's still relevant, and we can still tell people, keep an eye out for it.
I actually have a screener for this one that I have not watched yet. So, we'll get around to it. But
we'll get around to it.
I'm actually surprised by your first pick, Joe, because I wasn't sure if you were actually looking forward to this or not.
Yeah, so folks, I'm going the television route for my first pick, and it is the Horrors of Dolores Roach. It's out on July 7th on Amazon. It's an 8-episode TV series. I can tell you this is most likely a limited series, and the episodes are like 30 minutes. So it's easy peasy. It's horror comedy, but most importantly, it's the person who stars in it. So Dolores Roach is played by Justina Machado, and it's literally like her fucking show. So this is based on a very successful, I've gathered, podcast, and you can see it in the show's genesis. There's a lot of voiceover, but because it's delivered by her, it's actually pretty successful, but it is a little overbearing. So here's the logline. Dolores Roach is released after an unjust prison sentence, and she reunites with an old friend, Louis, who is played by Alejandra Hernandez. These two have really, really good chemistry, by the way. It's like push and pull. Like he's kind of a man child. She's like a bossy older lady, but there's like sexual tension and so on. She ends up working as a masseuse in the basement of his empanada shop in New York. And then let's just say that the bodies start piling up Sweeney Todd style.
I was going to say Sweeney Todd is what it sounds like. The trailer is like very 100%. Much like Sweeney Todd.
Yes. Yeah, it's very funny. It's very gruesome. I'd say it's mostly got good pacing, but it's also just, it's so fucking easy breezy to get into.
I mean, honestly, bring on these 30-minute episodes. I am so happy to have 30-minute shows now. They're releasing them all at once. So does it lend itself to the binge model?
So I did binge this because I have seen this, so I can confirm it is very good. I would say maybe do it into like 2 or 3 batches, just because honestly, I found that voiceover can become quite a lot.
Right. I know that was your big issue, like when you had heard about this, was the
Mhm.
voiceover aspect. So
Yeah.
well, my next pick, funnily enough, it's also a movie that I don't think looks very good, but it's part of my favorite franchise.
Okay.
We are looking at Resident Evil Death Island. This is the fourth in a series of CGI animated Resident Evil films.
Oh, okay.
But it's technically the fifth part of the narrative because they're counting the 4-part like Resident Evil. Oh God, there was a mini series that hit Netflix like a year or two ago that is still part of this continuity, I guess.
Okay.
Who can say?
Who could say?
I've at least seen the 4 other movies. One of them is good. I'm sorry, the 3
So we're
other
batting
movies.
25%.
Well, the first one came out in 2008, and that's the good one. The first sequel was not good, and the second sequel was fine. But anyway, the plot of this, we have DSO agent Leon S. Kennedy from Resident Evil 2, 4, 6, and yeah, that's it. He's on a mission to rescue Dr. Antonio Taylor from kidnappers when a mysterious woman thwarts his pursuit. Meanwhile, BSAA agent Chris Redfield is investigating a zombie outbreak in San Francisco.
Oh, as you do.
Where the cause of the infection cannot be identified. And the only thing the victims have in common is that they all visited Alcatraz, the Alcatraz island for the prison recently. So a bunch of game characters go to Alcatraz to solve the mystery. I don't know how Leon becomes involved in this, but this movie is at least notable for fans because it brings together a lot of video game characters who have not been in the same games before.
Oh, well, that's kind of fun. And also that Alcatraz setting sounds like it could be kind of novel.
100%. And, you know, it's a thing where like all of these movies actually do technically, they are considered canon with the game continuity. Like they take place between the games. I don't think you need to have seen any of them to really get it, but this looks ridiculously stupid. And I mean that in a good way. Like, I don't think it looks good, but it looks so stupid that I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm here for you, cartoon Resident Evil movie.
Right. Like you weren't going to watch it anyway. You literally just said you watched the previous
I
4.
could be reading reviews saying that it's the worst movie ever made, and I will still watch this movie.
Right. Okay. Well, yay for Resident Evil fans.
Yay. All right. What's up? Oh boy, this movie. What's up for you?
Yeah, so this one is a big question mark because I really think it could go either way. And honestly, the either way is going to be how good or bad the CGI looks. So I'm talking about The Flood. It's out July 14th on VOD. And the log line is very stupid, but it could be very fun. So it's a daring jailbreak occurs during a dangerous Louisiana hurricane, which is interrupted by a horde of large, hungry alligators.
Yeah, so this is basically like Crawl meets Burning Bright, and the lead actors are Casper Van Dien and Nikki Whelan. And so no shade to either one. It doesn't give me a lot of confidence. My issue with this is something that I think needs to be self-aware with how stupid it is. And I don't think the trailer looks like it thinks it's stupid. It just looks stupid.
No, it looks like they're taking it very seriously. So I'll be curious to see if there is any humor. The thing that I am slightly encouraged by is that this is R-rated. So we could get some good gore, but again, if it's not done well, it could just look very cheesy.
Yeah, but you know what? I guess it's a single setting. Maybe like we're in a building, you know, we're flooding, so we have like, you know, water stuff coming in. There's threat of drowning. I'm hoping that at least the direction of this, like, we'll get playful with the camera work. You know, lots of POV shots and the crocodiles, the alligators. I hope there's some inventive deaths. Actually, you know what also reminds me of is that movie Bait with the sharks in the grocery store.
Yeah. I mean, it can be done well. We've seen it done well before. So it is going to come down to, okay, is it having fun? Is it being playful? Is it at least being creative? You know, if we're just, somebody's locked behind bars because we don't have the keys because it's a jail cell, it's like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe it's going to be like a 70-minute, like easy breezy fun watch. Who knows? But
yeah, like if it is like The Pool, then we're fucking there, right?
That's a movie that it is a serious movie, but it's so ridiculous. It never delves into like where like I don't know. Honestly, that's a really hard movie to explain. Go watch The Pool, everybody.
Yes. Although be warned, the dog does die.
The dog definitely dies in that movie. So yes, beware. Okay, well, my last one is a cheat per usual.
Of course.
Doing these videos, you know, we like to kind of like highlight, you know, smaller, lesser known films, but July has a surprisingly high amount of like big horror releases. So I'm just going to kind of rapid fire through these.
Sounds good.
We have 2 major sequels. We've got Bird Box Barcelona, Netflix's sequel to the Sandra Bullock film, the Phenomenon from 2018. We've also got the 5th installment of the Insidious franchise, Insidious: The Red Door. And folks, we will have episodes on both of these on our Patreon feed, so be sure to go check that out. We will also have, oh, actually, I'm sorry, the next one we will also have a Patreon episode on is Samuel Bowden's Cobweb. This is the creator of Mary Ann doing a like a fairy tale-ish type film.
But it is also R-rated, and it's got Lizzie Kaplan, Anthony Starr, so marquee names.
Yeah, absolutely. Full disclosure, we've seen this one. We both quite well. We can't really say what we think about it yet, but go listen to that Patreon episode. And then, of course, we have A24's pretty buzzy film, Talk to Me. And that's closing out the month. And I think that a lot of people are really excited for it. You and I have both seen this movie and are maybe on the milder side of our opinions. I'm actually very eager to revisit this one.
Yeah, same with me. Now that I know what it is, I'm going to go in with a bit more of an open mind just to see if it kind of plays better. But also, folks, I mean, like the scares and the direction of the movie are really genuinely good. So it is worth your time. It's just, there were some things that kind of lost us.
I'll just say it doesn't shit the bed for me, but I'm not a fan of the third act of this movie. That's my biggest issue.
There we go.
Okay, well, what is your final pick, Joe?
Okay, so I'm going back to smaller releases. This is a VOD release on July 21st, but I think this could be the secret gem of the month, if we're being honest. So I'm talking about Mother May I. The title may be the weakest part of it, but it's about Emmett, played by fan favorite Kyle Gallner, and he is dating Anya, played by fan favorite Holland Roden. So
we just talked about, oh wait, I'm sorry, is this coming out before or after? This is going to come out before.
So these two are dating, and they go to his mother's house. So she has died, they were estranged, and they start to go through the estate, but then Anya starts to act more and more like his mother, which really weirds him out. And he's like, wait, is she fucking with me? Like, is she being mean? Is she being cruel? Or has something happened? Like, has my mother fucking possessed my girlfriend? And it sounds ridiculous. As I said, the title is not good. It sounds like a Lifetime movie. But if you watch the trailer, this is moody, it's atmospheric, and these two performers, I think, are absolutely going to sell this. So I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, this was a very pleasant, well, I haven't seen it, but like the trailer was a very pleasant surprise for me. Also, I didn't realize, so writer-director Lawrence Venicelli, he co-wrote 2019's horror comedy Porno.
Oh, okay. Which you and I like.
Porno is half good and half bad, but it has a stellar penile mutilation in it. I will say that Mother May does not look like a comedy at all. This is very straightforward. Like, they're taking it very seriously. But but these two lead performances, I think, no matter what the material is, like the quality of it, I think they're going to elevate it.
Agreed. Yeah. And honestly, just happy to see more of them. Like, they show up every couple of years, and usually it's in something that's worth your time. So like the two of them together just feels like a great opportunity.
I mean, it's interesting because like Kyle Gallner, like, you know, he's a recognizable name, but I don't think he's ever like gotten like the breakout fame like that, you know, famous people have. But I kind of like that he's become like this poster boy for the horror genre recently. It's really nice to see, to be honest.
Yes, and we'll get to shout him out again in August because he has another movie coming out like a week and a half after this.
Yes, so stay tuned for this same video for August, and we will talk about that movie.
Oh my god, yeah.
Anyway, okay, everyone. Well, those are our big picks for July. So let us know what yours are for this month. And until next time, I think we can cross out this YouTube video.
Indeed, and cross out horror queers.